Hey friends, it's Wakeangel2K1. Been some time since I've had an opportunity to vlog about some Sonic related news, but a couple really good things come up this week. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. I wish there was something I could say about that Sonic Prime cartoon that's coming out to Netflix, but aside from the name, we don't really know anything about it. Also, that they mentioned the multiverse. It would be hilarious if that turned out to be Archie Sonic, because Archie Sonic actually is Sonic Prime, but I sincerely doubt that they're gonna do that. And that's all I really have to say about Sonic Prime until some news comes out about it. However, we did get some more substantial news about the second Sonic movie, which I wish I could just call Sonic 2, but then people will think I'm talking about the video game. And the Jack Specific action figure line. Let's start with the Jack Specific line. They showed the preview images of the next wave, which should be coming out next month. The first up is going to be the Dr. Eggman figure. So let's take a quick look at that. So here is classic Dr. Eggman. He looks almost identical to the classic Dr. Eggman that Jazzwares made a few years ago, but since this is the 4-inch scale, he's obviously going to be a bit bigger. And the articulation on him looks really good. It seems that like proper Eggman, he has both elbows and knees, in addition to some ankle articulation, which an Eggman figure hasn't had before. So this looks pretty good. And he has all this posability to him, but it also looks like he doesn't have any kind of significantly pre-assumed stance. Like, I'm looking at this figure, and it would appear that you would be able to just put his arms down by his side and he'd be standing neutrally, which is something that the proper Eggman figure can't really do. The way his arms are built, they look really good when they're gesticulating, but, like when you try to put them down to the sides, he looks really weird. So, yeah, This classic Eggman looks like it's going to be pretty good. And I like his accessory, the signpost marker with his face on it. That's actually quite brilliant. The only thing that'll make it better is if the back of that signpost marker has classic Sonic's face on it, especially if it's done up in that pixely art. That's perfect. Great. It's a very well-made figure, and it looks perfect for the one. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we all know that this classic Eggman, fine as it isn't the thing that we're all really looking forward to. No, what we're looking forward to is up next. So yeah, pretty good Dr. Eggman. Of course, as we all know, in order for the Jack Specific line to truly distinguish itself, they have to make their own characters. I'm not saying original characters, but characters that have never had their own figures before. Like, the Tomy line is the only one that made a Zavik and an Infinite, and you can't take that away from them. So far, the Mighty Armadillo has been the first and so far the only original character that Jack Specific has made. He is the only one that now has an action figure thanks to Jack Specific, when he never had an official action figure before. So, we're actually going to get to see the second one. And this one is quite the glorious one. And here is Mecha Sonic, looking pretty darn glorious. It appears that he has a ball-jointed head, looking at the way the head is tilted. But if you're the same as me, then there's one thing about this that completely jumped out at you as soon as you saw it for the first time. That's right. He seems to be coming with a spike accessory, like the original Dr. Eggman figure came out of, when the pre-order said that he would be coming out with the spring trap accessory, like Metal Sonic did. I'm kidding. That's, of course, a very minor detail that I don't care about. But this looks pretty darn amazing. It appears that he does indeed have both elbows and knees, so it's nice to see that that's a precedent they're setting. I hope they start to add elbows to the regular Sonic cast rather than later. Although, he looks like he has elbows. I'll be really upset if it turns out he only has a bicep swivel and that arm is always going to be stuck at a 90-degree bend, because I would not like that. But, yeah, it also looks like he doesn't have too much of a pre-assumed pose either, which is another great thing about this figure. Now, this is something I really want to hear from you guys in the comments. When you heard that they were going to be making an action figure of Mecha Sonic, Were you happy that it turned out to be this version of Mecha Sonic, the penultimate boss from Sonic 2, and the first official Sonic robot to ever be featured in a video game? Or did you want the Sonic 3 version of Mecha Sonic? I know that that one is a lot more popular, particularly because of a sprite animation called Super Mario Bros. Z from a few years ago. So, I mean, I've made customs of both those figures, and I know that there's a lot of love tied into both of them. And how this version of Mecha Sonic was actually incorporated into the comic book's Death Egg saga as Silver Sonic, which is part of the reason why there's so much controversy about the naming conventions of the various Sonic robots that aren't Metal himself. Also, I like how they're going full on with the Cyclopean mono eye, like he kind of looks like one of those robots from Babylon 5. What do you call those things? I don't remember what they're called. I'm not a big Babylon 5 fan. The Cylons. Yes, he has a Cylon-style mono eye. That's kind of awesome. Which also kind of makes him not look like Silver Sonic, because one big character deviation with Silver Sonic was that he had 2 pupils instead of 1. But again, like, they were working from sprite artwork, so there you go. So yeah, this one is looking really awesome, and I'm super looking forward to it. Are you guys? And yeah, let me know if you like this version or would have preferred Mecha Sonic, the Sonic 3 Mecha Sonic. And in fact, see if Jax can make both. Like, I see no reason why Jax can't make both. Like, I did a count, and it turns out that there's at least a dozen distinct Sonic robots over the course of all the canons, including Pseudo Sonic from the Adventures of Sonic cartoon, and Shard from the Archie comic. I'm just throwing that out there. So yeah, like, there is so much room to make Sonic robots out there. I mean, heck, they're making that big old Death Egg robot. Why not make another one in that scale? The Metal Sonic Kai, or Titan Metal Sonic, which was the final boss from Knuckles Chaotix. I'm pretty sure there's lots of people out there that would love to get an action figure of that thing, including myself. So that's really all I have to say about the upcoming Sonic action figure news. Although I really do hope that they go with that Titan Metal Sonic idea I just came up with off the top of my head. That would actually, like, that would be a perfect thing to put next to the Death Egg robot. Like, if they're going to make us a Death Egg robot, that's a precedent. You can start to make more figures in that scale. Do it! But now I want to talk about Sonic 2, the movie. Some images leaked on Twitter, so there's things that I can say about it. So, I mean, it's not the same as an actual trailer or something like that, but let's hope that I get one of those to react to pretty soon. Okay, so real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to a DeviantArt user, SilverZio, and my friend Zach. These guys, they actually brought these images to my attention because I hear the leaks came out on Twitter, and I do everything I can to avoid Twitter as much as possible, so this is just something that I got. It's a grapevine thing. I really wouldn't be commenting on it if it weren't for the two of them. And it's really nice to see that that Tom and Maddie are coming back. I like Tom and Maddie. I thought that they were nice characters in the first Sonic movie, and I'll be happy to see them doing stuff in the second one. Although, admittedly, back when I gave my pitch for what kind of stuff should happen in the sequel, I didn't really have a place for them, but, I was just talking about the broad story beats, so I didn't even bring up what I thought Amy should have been doing if Amy shows up, but, I digress. The real cool stuff comes in the other images, like these tanks. They have the actual GUN logo. The Guardian Unit of Nations is showing up. Now, the Guardian Unit of Nations didn't actually pop up in the first movie in any kind of capacity. I mean, we had the actual Pentagon and the real U.S. military. So I'm wondering, are the Guardian of Unit okay, I'm just going to call it GUN. Is GUN actually affiliated with the U.S. military, or are they actually some kind of freelance mercenary group? Perhaps. Okay, you know what? Here's my headcanon. Agent Stone, Dr. Robotnik's assistant from the first movie, forms this because he is bitter at the loss of his heterosexual life partner, and he wants to get revenge on Sonic, so he forms his own splinter faction of the military and brings out all these guys. that's like, okay, everybody award me some points if it turns out that that actually is the origin story. Because, like, I really don't think that they should just be dropping Agent Stone. Like, I know he's not really from the video games, but, you know, I just kind of like the fact that he's kind of the movie versus version of Snively. That's what I want to go with. Also, aside from the G1 logos on the tank, I'm not really seeing any major Easter egg stuff on here, except that it appears that the Green Hills Community Theater is playing True Grit. The only thing I can think of is maybe at some point Knuckles is going to put on a cowboy hat, kind of like a reference to the OVA or his alternate costume in Sonic Force's Speed Battle. Speaking of Knuckles, here is a picture showing them setting up the, what would you call these things? Animation stand-ins? Yeah, like, I think that they're setting up, like, the framing so that they know where to put the animated assets for Sonic and his friends in the scene, and they're putting these statues there so that they, you know, that they have context for how they're going to shoot it and keeping everything aligned, and the animators know where to go. And I'm looking at Knuckles, and he looks really good in this style. He's a little taller than Sonic, which does make sense. Knuckles typically has been depicted as a little taller than Sonic, and because he's stronger and all that stuff. And I like how he actually does look strong. He actually he doesn't just have Sonic's body. He actually does look like he has some thickness and sinew in there. Not so exaggerated as the Sonic Boom version, which just looked like, you know, like a beefcake. But, you know, this guy looks plausibly powerful, is what I'm trying to get at. Also, don't take these colors too seriously. I heard somebody said that Sonic's belly patch was white, which looked a bit off, but these are animation placeholders. If you look, Knuckles doesn't even have his Guardian mark, and Tails doesn't even have his tails. So, like, it's not that big a deal. Like, they're gonna pretty it up and make it more accurate in the future, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, I'm looking at the Tails and Sonic statues, and I see they have joints. Like, their shoulders and hips are clearly designed to move. These are giant action figures of Sonic and Tails, and I kind of hope that they never go up on auction or anything, because I'll probably spend all of my money trying to acquire them. So, yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, going back to the Guardian of the Nation stuff, though, they show this picture of the helicopter. I mean, this is obviously a prop, because you see it doesn't have its rotor on, but look at that. It's Sigma Alpha 2. It's the helicopter from the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, not the exact same helicopter, because it doesn't have the missile racks, but, you know, it's meant to be that. And Sigma Alpha 2 is a great excuse to put SA2 on the top of it. SA2, Sonic Adventure 2. I'm loving that. I love the Easter eggs. That is great. I love the Easter eggs. Never change. Always be throwing out Easter eggs. We want those. So yeah, like I clearly the second movie is being made with some love and care. Obviously, the people who are making it do know stuff about Sonic the Hedgehog, which is always a good thing. I like when adaptations are made by people who know what they're adapting, because we've seen what happens when people who don't know or don't give a crap try to adapt stuff and it does not come out good. One last thing, I want to show this production photo. Zach specifically pointed this out to me, and I think he circled that silver ball. Notice the color codes of these three balls. One is red, one is blue, and one is yellow. I'm guessing that this is to set up some kind of action scene, which is going to have Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails in it, and they're probably all going to be rolled up doing some kind of team attack, like from Sonic Heroes. But what does that fourth silver ball represent? Zach speculates that it might actually be Metal Sonic, or not the iconic Metal Sonic from Sonic CD, but Mecha Sonic, like what they just made the action figure of, and the one that's appearing in Sonic, that appeared at the end of Sonic 2. It could be that either Dr. Robotnik or GUN uses their technology to try and make a replica of Sonic the Hedgehog to fight, and this is like the crude Mark I version. It's a big, powerfully built thing, but it might not be very fast or agile. Like the silver coloration is what's making me think that. Perhaps perhaps Mecha Sonic will be in the movie, and when it's defeated, Dr. Robotnik will be inspired to try and create something that's a little bit faster and sleeker, able to be a better match for Sonic in his natural state. You think? Maybe, maybe. I think that that's a good route to go. But yeah, like, that's pretty much all I can speculate on, because these are all the leaked images that I've seen. But, yes, I am actually filled with genuine hope. Although, like, this is obviously an action sequence that's taking place in Green Hills. I kind of want at least some of the movie to take place in Sonic's actual world, because I do want follow-up on the Echidna clan. I'm still not saying that I could be completely wrong, that Dr. Robotnik might betray the Echidnas, and by the end of the movie, the Knuckles clan will be gone, and Knuckles will be the last of his kind. I'm still saying that might be a thing that happens, but I can't be completely sure. We have to wait for the trailer to come out. Which we probably shouldn't have to wait too long, because this movie should be released next year. I think it had a May release date, which is just over a year from now. So we should be seeing trailers by around the holiday season at least. Anyway, that's everything I had to say about these leaked images. And that's really everything I had to say about those preview images. Okay, there was a little thing. I was kind of hoping that we would see Amy Rose in the movie. I was thinking like you would start with a flashback of back on Green Hills, and you have little 5-year-old Sonic running around, and then there's this little pink hedgehog. She's only like 2 or 3 years old. She's like a really young toddler hedgehog, and she's like playing with flowers or something when something happens, like maybe a tree falls over or like she trips over a rock. But before she can get hurt, she gets rescued, and Sonic sets her down safely, probably gives her a winning smile, and then runs off. And you see this look of infatuation on her face, and like maybe you would see later on like she's using her magical tarot cards to do a reading, and maybe behind her there's some crayon drawings of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm thinking maybe reference some young child's artwork from the internet, the same way that they got the Sonic meme for Crazy Carl, and she shows some kind of divining, and she turns over a card, and there's an impending disaster, and then she's like, oh no, and then you get the big Sonic the Hedgehog logo coming up for Sonic 2. Yeah, it was my idea that like they say that Amy uses magical tarot cards. That's something that's in her character bio, but I've never seen her do it in the games or any of the cartoons. I think it's something that might have been thrown out there by Fleetway's comic back in the day, but I digress. The point is that Amy could have been the vehicle to help Tails find Sonic. That's just what I'm trying to get at. It would have been a nice little thing going into an obscure part of Amy's character story. So, yeah, that's what I meant when I said that there was ways that I could have incorporated Amy Rose into the movie universe. But, yeah, until we get a trailer, that's pretty much all I can say. So this is Wakeangel2K1, thanking you all for watching the video.